Hey, chicos. Welcome in, everyone. What's up? What's up? Ricky Whitmer here. Welcome into White Men Can't Dumb, the smartest show on the internet. I am joined with my co-host, Soapy Muffin.
Hey everybody.
Soapy, how you doing today?
Ah, doing fine.
It, it,
Obviously, we got some sad news to start
well,
off with,
and
but
that's why it's a weird intro. Like, obviously, people in the wrestling community, you may know what's coming, especially with my home homage there, the Chico. The only thing I'm missing is I did not have. I wanted a
I could go and
toothpick.
grab a toothpick and
I don't
flick it, but
have one. I don't have
I
one.
have
I
some in
looked
my
for
house.
one. Like I was like, hey, I'm just gonna have the
Go and
toothpick, but
flick
we
it, but
ran
knowing
out.
Malik could bounce back and poke me in the eye and I'd go
Just
blind
flick it
live on the
right at
show.
the camera. But Soapy is right. Before we get into everything, Soaps, the sad news: Scott Hall's dead.
I mean, well, damn, just
Did
flat out just
did
fucking say it.
did not like. I, I think this was something that people were talking about yesterday because like I saw a little bit of like Scott Hall tweets, like gifs and stuff. And I was like, oh man, Scott Hall's trending, cool. And then I just went on my day. And then today I came home, and apparently it was he had hip surgery, and there was a
Yeah,
blood clot that got dislodged, and it went right to his heart, and boom, had what I think 3 heart attacks. They said,
3 heart attacks, and it was when he got to the hospital, they declared him brain dead.
yeah,
Basically, they were just waiting for his family to get there to make the decision if to take him off of life support or not, which they
yeah,
ended up doing.
which they did, and like I said, sad news because whether
I'll even ask you the even sadder part. Did you read Kevin Nash's post about it on
yes,
Instagram?
yes, because the only reason I read it was because it was in the Wrestle Talk video, and it's like I feel for Kevin, like I feel for his family too, but like I feel for Kevin Nash because like after reading that, you're like, damn, Kevin Nash is gonna take this really fucking hard, obviously.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the fact that we've also never really seen Kevin Nash, open up like that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So it's
well, he's a heel.
seeing
Heels
him.
don't open up.
Yeah. But it's seeing and obviously whenever it says in like the thing of like I'm so fucking sad, I'm like, okay, yeah, that does sound like something you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But like whenever like I was just reading through that, it's like he made the good point of like Scott Hall's been through more shit with him than like he's been with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's got to be fucked losing someone that's been around you for that long.
Yeah, and I mean, like losing someone so like shockingly to where it's like I'll be honest. I'm assuming Scott Hall didn't know he had a blood clot,
I mean, probably not.
and it was just like, oh, surgery happened, and boom, this is a complication of what was there. It's just it sucks. It's sad news. I know that like for my childhood, Scott Hall shaped my wrestling fandom because of course I was a young like not toddler, about what 5, 6, 7 when the WCW days were happening. So obviously got to see him deflect to WCW, got to see him join the NWO and start that with Hogan and Nash. Um, and yeah, he was a big part, like not Stone Cold big, but like he was a big part of the wrestling world, especially that WCW deflection with the Outsiders.
And it's even at that, he's one of the people that like I've seen a lot of people posting on Twitter that he's the greatest person to ever win a world heavy or like a world championship. And it's like
Uh-huh.
he probably got a point, to
Yeah.
be honest, because like I'm even trying to think about it. Like I genuinely can't think of anyone that deserves it over him with how much like he shaped the wrestling world at that
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, could just say like, are we talking just the heavyweight title, or are we talking the WWE title, like in general?
Just a top title.
I mean, it would be like a discussion between like him, The Rock, and like Triple H, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, both those guys won top titles.
Yeah, I know. You're saying who has or hasn't won a top title?
Hasn't. He never
Hasn't.
held one.
Okay, you're right. You're right. He really didn't win a top title.
Nope. Highest he ever
What?
got was IC.
Huh.
Most he ever held was IC in WWE, and then I think it was tag team in WCW
Eddie held the top title, right?
because he got it off Brock.
Ray held the top title.
hmm
Kevin Nash held the top title.
hmm
The Miz a top title. Shawn Michaels obviously a top title. Yeah, I can't think of someone who's like that high up and hasn't held. Kane held the top title, right?
For like a day, but yeah.
Yeah, he held it. Mankind even held, like Mick Foley in general held it.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn, I didn't even think about that. But wanted to start off with the sad news, kind of start the show off with this, and yeah, obviously like you hear all the YouTubers out there, oh, our condolences, obviously, to the family of Scott Hall and the wrestling community because this is shocking and it's sad, and it might take a little bit for us to get over this as a community. But Soapy, that is going to lead us in. I will do housekeeping at the end or in the middle of the show. We're just going to move right into the first topic, into what we've got today. And we've got a little bit of an interesting thing to start, Soapy, as your favorite streaming service and my underdog streaming service are teaming up to join forces as HBO Max and Discovery Plus are going to become one streaming service.
Yeah, thank God. Because I'm so tired of paying Discovery Plus. Like, don't get me wrong. I like it. I watch it every once in a while. My mom watches it the most.
Uh-huh.
Because my mom loves
It's
like,
usually
home
what
repo
happens.
shows. Yeah, my mom loves home repo shows. The amount of times I'll be sitting here doing something, and I just hear the fucking Property Brothers fucking theme kick in.
Always Property Brothers.
It's always Property Brothers are the one like couple that like I don't remember what their
Oh,
names
the
are.
hometown, whatever.
Yeah, it's always those two every time. Literally, the only reason
what's that show called? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it was like I'm happy these two are getting put together. So one, and the price of HBO is going to end up going up.
Is it? You think so?
And I'd assume so. Because it's two streaming libraries put in one.
I think it's just called Hometown. Yeah, it's called Hometown. You're
Okay.
talking about the guy with the beard and the blonde-haired chick?
No, I'm talking about a different one.
Are you?
It's another guy with a beard, but it's I don't remember the name of it.
Okay,
I'll figure it out at some point.
Hometown's the one where it's the guy and girl who are husband. Oh, are you thinking Chip and Joanne? Is that what you're thinking of? Oh, what, Fixer Upper? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't think it's Fixer Upper.
Okay, because Hometown's the one where it's like, oh, they're husband and wife, and all of the homes are in their hometown, which is like somewhere in Texas. I think it's like Waco, Texas, and like all the houses they work on are in their hometown, and they're like, it's kind of cool because like they talk about the houses. It's like they have a backstory about the house. Upper. Yeah, Fixer, like Chip and Joanna are.
Okay, yeah. I had to see his name to realize his name was Chip.
Yeah, Chip and Joanne.
Like, man, you think that Treehouse Man would be named Chip instead, but
you really think it's going to go up, or is this just, hey, bang for your buck? It just brings more people into HBO.
I think it's going to go up just because the fact of like now you're going to have to deal with like HBO's already not a very I'll say a pleasant service to scroll through. You'll never fucking find what you're looking for if you don't actually search for it.
Because I mean, they do have. So it's either $10 a month with ads or $15 without ads.
I think it's probably going to go up to 20 for no ads.
Really? How much?
Because you got to think like, and Netflix is starting to get up there.
Is it? Let's see.
Yeah, Netflix raised their prices again. So.
Netflix Premium is at $20, which is
yeah. All I'm saying is at this point, Netflix, you are smoking crack if you think anyone actually wants to pay $20 for your original movies. Movies stink. HBO is like the actual one I would pay $20 for.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because the fact of like one, I get to see new movies when they come out, like a week after they're out.
Yeah, I think the one that is still the one to me that is still the best bang for your buck And like Mark and I talked about this in the past. Like I can't remember what show we were on. Uh, Somewhere on the channel we had talked about it where he always said he hated the idea of like streaming services because everyone's just gonna have a streaming service, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a alternative to cable because cable's expensive, but there's just gonna be a million streaming services. So it's like, oh, the money I was spending on cable, I'm just spending on all of the streaming services because I want all of them. I like to me, I like this because it adds two together. Okay, we can bring it together instead of paying like 15 over here and 15 over here. You just pay. Let's say it is $20 for one. Honestly, I still think the Disney Plus Bundleroo is the best one, where you get Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for $8 a month.
Yeah, like I think that is the best bang for your buck, but it's also at
Mm-hmm.
the same time though, there's not a lot of stuff on Disney Plus. I think the main thing that makes that bang for your buck is the fact that you get Hulu.
Yeah, well, and
If
ESPN
Hulu was
Plus.
not in there, I'd still think that's a waste of time.
Well, I mean, well, and the thing about it too is like that $8 when you're getting Hulu, you're not getting the like high end
You're getting
Hulu.
like yeah, you're getting baseline
Yeah,
Hulu. You're getting like I
you're
hope
getting
every 10
commercials.
seconds you like it's like I
Yeah,
hope every 10 minutes you like watching ads because that's
yeah,
what you're watching.
dude. I'll tell you, I struggled with it for about a year, and then I said, "Fuck this! Up the price. Like, bring me to the next Hulu one because I can't deal with ads. I
Oh
can't
yeah.
do it." But
Yeah. I
like
mean like
you get
sometimes I'm
the
fine with it, but
even like ESPN. Maybe it's because I'm a sports guy, but it's like you get the sporting events there. You get some sporting events on Hulu. I think that's because ESPN Plus you can watch them on either. And then the Disney catalog. You say there's not a lot on there, but hey, it's nostalgia. And you get all the new series, like all the Marvel series, all the Star Wars series, and all of their exclusives that they have.
ain't none of those are worth it.
You don't think
I'll
so?
die on that hill.
What? None of the Disney Plus
Yeah.
exclusives are worth
Almost
it?
none of them are.
Really?
Like there are very few that I'd be like, yeah, I'd actually go and watch that. Like besides like the nostalgia trip and like
Mm-hmm.
getting to basically watch Pixar movies.
I've
Like
just to
it's
me,
really
I've
it.
just thrown on an old Marvel movie. Like I've watched Endgame and Thor Ragnarok a million times.
Yeah. I mean, and you also got to think though, from my perspective, I'm not a fan of superhero movies,
Okay. Okay.
so their big appeal of Marvel doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm here for Star Wars, and
And
everything you do with Star Wars sucks.
yeah, and it's
So
like the Star Wars series, except for what Bad Batch.
yeah,
Bad.
Bad Batch is the only one that I've liked all the way through.
You said Boba Fett got better when they just made it
Yeah, when it basically
Mandalorian
just
2.5.
it was literally just Mandalorian. Otherwise, it fucking stunk.
Oh,
Didn't mind season 2 of Mandalorian. I just wasn't a huge fan of it.
hmm
Give us fucking season 3 already. Stop dragging it on.
yeah. Well, that'll lead us into Soapy away from the streaming news into some more TV news. Is there's two Star Wars things. We talked about Obi-Wan last week. We'll get to that in a little bit. But since we mentioned the Mandalorian, Screen Rant has an article that says new reports claim that the Mandalorian Season 3 will visit a key location in the Star Wars galaxy. Hype for the upcoming season has been building ever since the Season 2 finale aired in December 2020. The appearance of Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, in the latter three episodes of the Book of Boba Fett has only made viewers' anticipation for Season 3 grow. This recent appearance has added many new levels to the upcoming adventures for Din, and each one leads to a planet viewers have yet to see in full live action. Mandalore. Soapy, like,
Okay.
is this like the, well, duh, I hope they'd go to Mandalore.
I mean, honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised they're going to Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, because obviously Mandalorians are the thing, and they
That's,
come from Mandalore.
I was going to say, they come from Mandalore, don't they?
Yeah. But I think literally the only time Mandalore has ever been featured in literally any Star Wars media was in the
Mm-hmm.
Clone Wars. Because I mean, otherwise, like nothing really fucking happens on Mandalore. Like it's just a
Yeah.
bunch of warring tribes. That's all fucking Mandalore is.
Uh-huh.
But, like I'm at least interested in the fact that they are gonna do that. Like that's actually something I'm really interested in,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the fact of with if season 3, if Thrawn is showing up,
Mm-hmm.
Have him be a fucking Mandalore. Have him be fucking around with Mandalorians. But no, like I do like the fact they're gonna show Mandalore. I do hope they show though that Mandalore's not all put together.
Mm-hmm.
That like that planet, it's not a hellscape, but like there's no unified government. Like
It's
it's
pretty
basically,
close.
I mean, it's borderline. It's basically like
Mad
if
Max.
you took, it's almost like if you took like medieval Europe and just kind of put it on a planet and just made it a planet-wide scale,
Okay.
where like it's literally just warring tribes basically.
Yeah.
Where like you have different groups all vying for power and they all are just trying to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think as long as they show that, the whole thing is every time the Mandalorians have all gotten together and be like, you know what, yeah, that's our leader. They fucking go and invade shit. But don't have the Mandalorians just hanging out in fucking Mandalore doing nothing if they're all unified.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they fuck around and go and blow something up, when they get bored of killing each other and they're like, you know what, yeah, this guy should be the Mandalore.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to piece some things together. I have not watched Boba Fett yet. At the end of season 2, did the Mandalorian have the black saber or the dark saber, whatever it's called? He had that, right? Okay.
He got it near the end of the season.
That's what I thought.
Because it's spoilers for Mandalorian season 2, anybody. Whenever they go and fight the Moff, I forget what his name is.
Yeah.
The guy who's in the Star Destroyer. He gets it from him.
Okay. I thought he had it. And correct me if I'm wrong, when Luke comes for the baby, or Baby Yoda, he goes with Luke, right?
Yeah, no, Luke takes him at first, but then he gives him the option to go back to the Mandalorian. Okay, I'm just saying.
God, I haven't watched that in so long.
I'm just pointing out.
He shows, Baby Yoda shows up in Boba Fett, though, right? Okay.
See, I will say, well, because that's when we see Baby Yoda with
Luke.
With Luke.
Okay.
Because once again, spoilers for the end of Boba Fett. That's when we actually see the beginning of Luke's Jedi Temple.
Oh, okay.
He has a little shitty little thatch hut in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
And that's the temple that was referenced for the last trilogy that we saw, right?
Yeah, the one that we see burning is basically a lot of fan speculation is that building we first see is the beginning of the temple.
Okay.
Once again, you're telling me Luke only able to find like fucking sticks and twigs to build his temple with? Like, come on, buddy, try a little harder.
Yeah, he's a Jedi, man. Jedi can do amazing things.
You can just pick up a rock with the fucking Force and bash it against something that cool. I got rocks to build my shit with now.
However, the other piece of Star Wars news that we have, Soapy, we talked this show up. We haven't seen a single episode of this show yet. We talked it up last week. Oh my God, we're so hyped. Why did we fall for this trap, Soapy? Like, why did we fall for the trap that Disney was actually going to give us something good with Star Wars that we could then take and be like, oh my God, this is perfect? Because we had talked about, oh man, I hope they bring back, Ray Park and his Darth Maul. I know you have other news on this, but the one I'm looking at here, Darth Maul has reportedly been cut from the Obi-Wan TV show. Now, I'm hoping this is because, well, you know what? We don't want to tell that story yet. He will eventually come, and this is not just like he ain't even going to be in the whole series.
I mean, it's also, there is a whole thing going on with Ray Park. That's probably part of the reason.
I mean, you could, if there's a problem with him, you could always bring in someone else.
Because they talked about bringing someone else in. Yeah, I just think it's really, like, I get it, and they can explain it off, because obviously it's just fans' wishful thinking.
Yeah.
It's also, if you didn't want to put him in any shows, maybe don't show him at the end of fucking Solo. I don't know, maybe don't remind fans that he exists. Maybe just have it to where we know he dies in fucking Rebels. Spoiler alert for Rebels. I'm spoiling every fucking Star Wars thing I can at this point. Like, it's so dumb. Like, I don't mind that they're not putting him in, because they're going to use the point of, like, guaranteed, like, their reasoning is going to be the, like, oh, you know, like, he doesn't know Obi-Wan's alive yet because he hasn't found the holocron that fucking Ezra showed him, like, blah, 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 the whole that weird shit with the Rebels. I'm more just annoyed about the other news that happened with it because,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm just gonna be real
Go
here.
ahead.
Disney, can you fucking stop fucking shit up for like 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Why's Obi-Wan got to be hopeful?
Yeah.
Like, Disney, do you guys not realize the situation Obi-Wan's in this? He's not like happy-go-merry. Like, yeah, I love living in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Living in the desert because he has to. Because if he goes anywhere else, he's gonna kind of get killed. Because he kind of has a fucking universe-wide, manhunt for Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
What a shock! That's not kind of hopeful. That sounds kind of messed up, right? But, to fill everyone in for why I'm being a little crybaby bitch about this, they rewrote the entirety of the show originally because the script was too dark.
Yeah.
Quotes, too dark.
Yeah.
I just want to know why.
Well, what I'm looking at here, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter, it said Housen Amini was the original writer who worked with director Deborah Chow on the 6-episode series. And while it was reported that pre-production paused in early 2020 because Lucasfilm was unhappy with the scripts, the reasoning behind the pause was a little more layered. According to sources, Chow showed the scripts to Star Wars stewards Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, happy from the Marvel universe, who were coming off the success of The Mandalorian, freshly launched in November 2019 and deep into work on season 2. Sources noted that Filoni and Favreau were concerned about Obi-Wan covering similar ground as Mandalorian. The lone wolf and cub-like story of Kenobi coming out of hiding to protect a child-aged Luke Skywalker. Maul was one of the villains who would participate in the hunt for the pair. Vader was nowhere to be found in this faraway galaxy at this stage, according to those with knowledge of the project. Also, Filoni and Favreau pushed Chow and the show to go bigger, according to several sources. In any case, those concerns made their way to Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy, because we all know she fucking knows what she's talking about, who pressed the pause button.
Surprised she
Joe,
stepped in. I don't know if there's any source material for her to
I
base
don't
the
know if there's
claim off
source
of.
material. Joby Harold was eventually hired as the show's new writer. It is unclear how far along in the process things initially unraveled. A boy was chosen to play a young Skywalker, but no scenes with him were shot. As far as Park's Maul goes, the picture is more cloudy. One source says Park was on set for pre-production and was also involved in stunt training. The source says footage of Park may have been shot, although other sources say it could have been test footage. Whatever the case, Park was back as Maul, or so we believed. In the overhaul, however, Maul was written out. One source says it was Filoni that conceptually keyed in on a way for Vader to be brought back as the big bad, with the Grand Inquisitor, a character made popular by Filoni in the animated series Star Wars Rebels, also put into the story.
Just the one question I have.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Love Hayden Christensen's back. Shout out to him. I just want to know. Darth Vader's the fucking big bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not? Is that not just retconning A New Hope at this point?
How so?
Darth Vader's surprised that Obi-Wan's still alive.
Good
Because if he's the big bad, that means he fucking knows he's here.
Yeah, good point. Because when they're on the Death Star, it was almost like oh shit, I thought you were dead, old man.
That's basically what it is. And now all of a sudden we're just like, yeah, no, fucking, he knows he's alive. It's like, cool, Disney, you're fucking up the original trilogy now. You're not even fucking up your own thing anymore.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
Wrong.
Like, there's a part of me, Soapy, that's like, oh my god, this is cool because like originally I thought that we could have Vader and Maul because it's kind of almost like two arcs for Obi-Wan closing at the same time. The episode 2 and 3 arc and then the episode 1 arc. But you're right, if Vader knows he's alive, then A New Hope doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
Mhm.
sense when they fight on the Death Star.
And also, wouldn't it be really convenient that Darth Vader goes back to the one planet that Obi-Wan brought Luke to
Hmm.
for a very specific fucking reason?
To keep him away from Darth Vader.
Yeah, because he's like, Darth Vader would never go to Tatooine
Yeah.
because he fucking hated it there. What a shock if Darth Vader's showing up at the one place he wouldn't show up at. You're now fucking up the entire
Yeah.
continuity of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because, and also, I mean, like, and granted, mind you, they change how fucking like Force users work constantly.
Hmm.
Where like sometimes they can feel you in the Force, sometimes they can't.
Hmm.
If they do all stupid shit like that, like at this point, what's stopping him from fucking knowing Luke's here?
Yeah.
Like obviously, like you, I mean, granted, I don't know. They're probably gonna pull some stupid thing that like Darth Vader doesn't know Luke and Leia are alive, which would be really fucking dumb
Hmm.
because he's specifically told that they are alive.
I mean, there's a part of me though that like, oh, how do I say it? Like, I'm thinking back in the article when it says that basically Favreau and Filoni were like, oh well, you're gonna touch similar ground that the Mandalorian is, the lone wolf and cub like story. Two things. First off, fuck if it overlaps with you. I'm telling the story I want to fucking tell. That's going to be the best Obi-Wan story. I don't give a shit if that overlays with your fucking Mandalorian piece. Like, I don't want to say piece of shit. Mandalorian's a good series. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'd be way more excited for than the Mandalorian. Number two, oh, it's too much like a wolf and lone wolf and cub story. All right, let's make them at a distance because Obi-Wan is there to protect Luke, to oversee him. Hey, I'm not going to interact with you. And yet again, he shouldn't interact with Luke because then, like you said, you're retconning 4. Because in 4, oh, you mean we're going to find old Ben Kenobi? Like, unless like he meets Obi-Wan Kenobi as Ben Kenobi, and that's why he knows of Ben Kenobi. But really, when I watched 4, it kind of seems like, oh man, I don't really know who Ben Kenobi is, because when he goes to look for him, it's not like, he's over in this cave. I know exactly where he is. It's like, oh no, I need to find Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, I need to wander my happy ass around in the desert until I find them.
Get attacked by sand people.
Damn Tusken Raiders showing up and hitting people with sticks. Getting scared off because Obi-Wan moved his fucking hand in the distance. They're like, hold up, that's a spooky noise over there. Let's skedaddle. But yeah, that's just the whole thing with me of where I don't like it that they're like, oh well, it's too similar. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless if Luke is traveling around with Ben, it's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. Because if they're gonna compare it to like, oh well, you know, like the Mandalorian with Grogu, which is the fucking Baby Yoda's name.
Yeah.
So like, oh, like it's the same thing with the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's like, no, it's not. Grogu's with the Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
He travels around with him. Luke lives with fucking Uncle Ben or Uncle Owen.
And
I don't know
Emperor.
and Aunt Beru. So it's like lives with his fucking uncle and aunt. It's not the same. Like,
Yeah.
unless if the whole fucking episode is Obi-Wan being a goddamn creep and sitting up on a fucking hill and staring down at him.
Yeah.
Even that, I don't think I'm watching a
Which-
TV show. I think I'm watching like an episode of To Catch a Predator.
Which they did show in the trailer. He was sitting on a mountain all by himself. Hey, let me look at these binoculars. Hey, look, that kid's doing pod racing stuff. Cool.
Yeah, to where it's like, if every episode was just him doing that, I'd be like, all right, I'm watching an episode of How to Catch a Predator, not watching like Obi-Wan protecting someone. I'm watching Obi-Wan be a goddamn creep.
The only thing that trailer needed, now that I think about it, is he's watching Luke. Luke's doing this on like the roof of the little like hut, and we just hear Luke say, "And this is pod racing."
If only he did that.
Did they?
I
Do you
wish
think?
he did.
Did they outlaw pod racing? No, right?
I don't know. I'd say probably made it not as dangerous. Also,
Okay.
probably limited children to not doing it since they could fucking die.
Yeah, like
Because that one absolute shithead was literally murdering people in the middle of the race to win.
I think it'd be hilarious. Like the one retcon that I would be okay with is if they had Luke do some pod racing, because like obviously there was pod racing in The Last Jedi when they went to like that oh, what was it, a planet where like people were like gambling on it. Oh no, that wasn't
Yeah.
pod racing. It was like
Or something like it.
emu like racing with pod, like it was like pod racing, but they were riding like emu like animals.
Yeah. It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, it's just every time it's like you had such a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys fuck it up?
Yeah.
Change it? Like it's like I said, it's I think this is my main problem I have with Disney Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid to have something be messed up because
Yeah.
Disney's always had this squeaky clean, like, oh, everything's family friendly. Like, hey, you fucking made like half of your stories, like half the movies that put you guys on this map, you guys babyfied them
Mm-hmm.
because it's like with the story of Cinderella. Do you know like how the actual story goes?
No, but isn't it? Is it kind of like how like what the story of?
It's really fucking dark.
Yeah, isn't there like fuck? What story was it that I was reading? Go ahead, go ahead. You.
So basically, yeah, with Cinderella,
Mm-hmm.
the story of it, obviously Disney's just like, oh, well, the slipper just fit her. No one else's foot fitted. Oh,
Oh,
they
wasn't
cut
it
out the
like she
entire dark
jammed
part.
it? Like she forced it on her foot?
Well, no, that was one of them. Was
Mm-hmm.
the other sister started mutilating their feet to fit the shoe?
Oh, okay.
Like they changed it from like the Cinderella story is a very real fucking story. I mean, it's not
Mm-hmm.
based on a real thing; it's based on a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But, like it's still a fucking actual thing, and they changed the fucking really dark part because they're like, oh well, no one needs to see that. This is
Mm-hmm.
family friendly.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when in reality, it's like, does anyone else also find Snow White kind of fucking creepy? That some random grown ass man goes and kisses a 14-year-old when she's unconscious. Anyone else? Just me?
Oh.
Then
I don't
some
know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what
And
to
then
say.
some random old lady just is hell bent on killing this 14-year-old.
And this 14-year-old stays with what, 7 adult little people?
As 7 adult little people who watch her sleep. All I'm saying,
Snow White's
Disney,
kind of fucked up.
yeah, all of them are fucked up.
Oh.
And even with Tangled, it's like some random girl who hides in a castle gets kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, she likes being kidnapped. It's like, so she has Stockholm Syndrome. All I'm saying is, Disney, you can't try to act like you're family friendly. You got things in here.
Yeah.
And hell, Pocahontas is the closest to the real fucking thing, and even at that one wasn't even right. Pocahontas just kind of got roped into fucking helping Lewis and Clark.
Like, I'm looking at an article. They have a dark meaning for Mulan, for Frozen, for The Lion King. Because The Lion King's just Hamlet.
Yeah.
Snow White. Little Mermaid. In Hans Christian Andersen's original story, things don't end up so rosily. In fact, the story is tragic throughout, with Ariel's transformation to human causing her constant, agonizing pain before her heart is broken when her prince marries someone else. The Sea Witch informs her that if she kills the prince, she will turn back into a mermaid and live. But Ariel chooses to sacrifice herself, throwing herself into the sea and becoming sea foam.
All Disney does is just take a dark story and kind of change some things, and they're like, well, guys, see, this is family friendly. There's anything ever wrong with this. It's like, hey, wait, how about you tell the actual dark version of a fucking story when, and like Kathleen Kennedy, I understand you don't like source material, you don't think it exists anywhere. There's plenty of shit that covers this. Show that, the person who's working on this fucking thing now literally wrote, has been just sitting in the fucking desert, minding his own fucking business, and get attacked by some spiky, angry red boy.
Yeah, so I think I found one of the worst ones, Soapy. I'm gonna have you guess which one this is. Ready? A king is walking past the home of a sleeping beauty.
Ah, wow, I wonder which one this is.
When his falcon flies into the house. Entering the house to retrieve the bird, he comes across the unconscious woman and gathers the first fruits of love, leaving her still unconscious and pregnant with twins.
Yeah. So, yeah, Disney, you kind of didn't think this one fucking through, did you? When you decided to
little bit worse than Snow White. Just a
little bit,
just a little.
yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's a-okay. Nothing's ever the
Pinocchio.
problem here.
The story was originally published as a serial, with Pinocchio accidentally killing a talking cricket, falling asleep on a stove, and burning his feet off, and being hung by a rather evil talking cat and fox duo, while poor Geppetto lives on a ship inside the terrible dogfish for 2 whole years before being rescued by his wooden son.
Yeah. So, Disney, just don't be afraid to tell the actual dark part of the story. Hey, don't tell the Sleeping Beauty part. That part's fucked up. No one wants to see that in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to watch that shit, I'll watch like indie movies.
Yeah. Next thing, Soapy, we got some quick hitters, some maybe 2 or 3 quick hitters before the last mini thing to end the show. First off, I don't know if you have seen it. I'm gonna put it up for everyone to see. Let me take off our overlay. The new Sonic posters that they came out with. First off, the trailer's fucking dope because we get to see more things about it, and we get to see the Chaos Emerald. We get to see the powers. We get to see Eggman in his traditional like little like floaty seat thing that he has. We get to see like what looks like the Eggman airship. This poster though is fucking dope. Where it's basically, hey, it's the second movie. We're going to base the movie poster off of the original Sonic game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I saw that and that was actually really cool. All I'm saying is, everyone out there, this is how you fucking do video game movies.
Yes.
Don't try to put your own unique little spin and twist on it. No, no one wants your unique fucking spin and twist. If I wanted to spin and twist, I'd play a fucking bootleg version of Sonic. I'd play like Ganik, or whatever the fuck some stupid knockoff version would be.
And one of my favorite parts in the trailer is Knuckles is doing his punching thing, and he's like, and like Sonic's just like miss, and Sonic's like, man, for somebody who punches a lot, you're sure bad at punching.
I think that's the thing. It's just, it's catching Sonic's personality is the main thing that they got right.
Ben Schwartz, he's amazing. Like, when they casted him, I was like, I don't know, but yeah, perfect in the role. Absolutely perfect for Sonic.
Yeah, and and I'm happy that this movie's looking like it's going to be good, because I'm happy that you get to experience a good video game movie while I still get to suffer knowing that the Halo TV show is going to fucking stink.
Eventually they will put out a good one, right? No? That's never going to happen? A movie that I know you're going to be very excited for, Soapy. After over a decade away from theaters, the Shrek franchise is returning to the big screen this fall with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The spin-off is a sequel of the 2011 Puss in Boots, the last featured film we've seen from the franchise. Antonio Banderas is set to return as the voice actor of Puss in Boots. The story will follow the titular swashbuckling cat as he looks to restore his 9 lives, having already burned through 8 of them. Banderas is joined by Selma Hayek, What Do We Do in the Shadows, Harvey Gillian, Black Widow's Florence Pugh, and Big Mouth John Mulaney.
Wow, I'm so happy this movie's coming out.
So
I'm sorry,
Selma,
dude, I don't care about this movie.
Selma Hayek is going to play his former partner, Kitty Soft Paws. And the 2 characters will have to reunite to stay one step ahead of Pugh's Goldilocks. So Florence Pugh is playing Goldilocks. Other cast members include Olivia Colman, Ray Winstone, Sanson Kayo, Anthony Mendez, and Divine Joy Randolph.
How about you release this movie when the Shrek memes are at their absolute fucking peak? How about you do that? I'll release it 10 years after no one cares about the Shrek memes anymore.
I thought Shrek was done. I thought we were done with the Shrek movies.
Oh, because now we're gonna start getting Donkey spin-off movies. We're gonna start getting fucking Gingerbread Man spin-off movies.
I'd rather have a Donkey spin-off than a Puss in Boots spin-off. At least I get Eddie Murphy in that one.
Did they actually do a Donkey movie?
Did they? I don't know. I was never a huge Shrek guy. I was never a huge, like, I watched Shrek. I liked it, but I was never like, oh my god, I need more Shrek. Soapy, this is right up your alley. I just want to put it on there so you could talk about it. I know you've been watching them. Apparently, the Elden Ring speedrun records keep getting broken at record pace. Like, apparently, these speedruns for Elden Ring are getting more ridiculous by the speedrun.
Oh yeah, no. Through the span of a weekend, Ricky, do you want to know how much time got cut off with the fucking world record?
What was the original world record?
Like just over an hour.
About 40 minutes.
It is now sub 30 minutes to beat Elden Ring now.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, that is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the fact that we're like, it's the same guy breaking it over and over again.
I can do it. He's just in there. I can do it faster. I can do it faster.
Yeah,
I can do it faster.
I've posted. I think I posted the newest one in the gaming chat.
Yeah.
Literally, he beats the game in like 28 minutes, and the whole time he's like, "Yeah, I could have done that faster." I'm like, "Huh?
Huh?"
There are people like 80 hours into the game, and they barely fucking got past the first boss.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's 30 minutes in, he's like, fuck it, I could do it quicker.
Isn't like Elden Ring supposed to be a game that you like take your time with, you enjoy the world, you enjoy like
and they're just like, game? Fuck it, dude. They're literally just like, fuck it, whatever. Just go around it. Like, because I remember when I was watching it the first time, because I mean, you were here listening to me.
I know.
Like,
that's why I brought this up on the show.
One.
Yeah.
That was the 35-minute one.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the fucking 28-minute one. Half the fucking time that he got to the spot that I was freaking out before, he's already halfway to the fucking second checkpoint that he was going for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Like, that's the crazy thing over. Like, that's why I always love when games first come out and they have a speedrunning community behind them. Because, you know, Souls games have always had, like, you know, that community behind them, you know, willing to kind of put all this stuff together. Like, it's the fact that Elden Ring now at this point is getting to the point of where, like, you have people legitimately speedrunning this game sub 30 minutes, and they're like, fuck it, I can still find another quicker way.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's mind-blowing to me. And for anyone who doesn't know, this isn't any percent speedrun, this isn't, like, all bosses killed. I don't know what the world record is for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the fact that he's literally finding the quickest fucking way to beat the game in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes some people 30 minutes to get to fucking market for the first time. Not even counting how many times they'll die against it.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's actually just wild to me.
Mm-hmm. So, the last thing that I want to bring up is Soapy. We may be finally close to Overwatch 2.
Oh my goodness.
It may finally be here.
Man.
The reason I say that is there's an article. Today, Blizzard announced that Overwatch 2, the long-awaited sequel to its team-based hero shooter, isn't dead and has a closed PvP beta out in late April. Although Overwatch 2 was hyped up for its inclusion of PvE gameplay, a game mode only playable in the first game during seasonal events like Junkenstein's Rampage, its closed beta will only feature PvP. Overwatch 2's game director Aaron Keller explained in an update video that Overwatch 2's decoupling of PvE and PvP content was to provide the team more time to work on PvE while getting new PvP content into players' hands sooner. The exact quote is, "Today's change and approach enables us to deliver frequent PvP content to the live game, with the goal of far exceeding Overwatch's previous rate of content release and making the live game the most vibrant and dynamic PvP experience anywhere." Here's why I say we could be here soon. For Overwatch 1, how the timeline worked is the beta opened in October, late October. It closed in early May. Early May is when we got Overwatch 1. So, like, it closed 6 days after the official game released. So, if we use that as a template, what? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, like 6 months. That would be what? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Overwatch by Christmas? Overwatch by
Maybe.
November? Like November, we're getting Overwatch 2?
Most likely, to be honest. I also just love, by the way, that like
you got really loud, by the way. Just letting you know.
I don't know why the fuck it just randomly makes me loud.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if it's a problem with the MacBook or a problem with the microphone.
Now you sound good.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Go ahead.
It was like God, that just threw me off. No, it was whenever they had the whole thing where they're like far exceeding the content release we did for Overwatch 2. It's like, so what? Releasing an update more than like twice a year?
Yeah.
That's basically all you have to fucking do to one up that department. People would be like, "Hey, can you change this?" Like 6 months later, like, we heard the community's complaints. Like, oh, how are you guys fucking receiving this through an owl? Is a fucking snail delivering this to you guys? You guys are on the subreddit. You know what people are complaining about. How the fuck does it take you this long to adjust anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that was the thing that honestly killed Overwatch for me. It was just where like you never would change anything. You'd have to deal with like stupid, annoying shit for like 8 months. And then they're like, "Hey guys, slightly changed that thing.
Yeah, I mean,
still just as annoying, but hey."
For me, it was just all my friends stopped playing it. Like, I was alone. Dave stopped playing it. Mike Rankin didn't play it anymore. Like, I was like all alone. Like, I met some people that are still like friends on my PSN, but like, we just stopped playing to where it's like, oh well, I got no one to play with, so I'm just gonna stop playing this game.
Yeah, because that was just the whole thing that killed it with me. Of where it's like, basically we're like, oh, we're gonna update this game constantly. It's like, what the fuck do you guys count as constant? Like, I'm not waiting till fucking Christmas for you guys to change the fact that Roadhog was unkillable for like fucking 8 months. Like, I'd rather not have to wait for that. Wait 4 fucking years for the stupid skins for the fucking Olympics.
Do you remember how dumb his hook was when the game first released?
Yes, I'll never fucking get over that. It took them a year to change it. It'd be like, oh yeah, like he could fucking basically hook you through the wall. It's like, oh, okay, cool, fuck me.
Yep.
Or the fact that literally when he first was able to start moving around when he'd heal, like you literally couldn't fucking kill him. And it's like, hey, how about you guys change the time? And they're like, okay, give us like 8 months and we'll like adjust the number like 0.1. Yeah. Let's see if that does anything. It's like, hey, how about you actually update the fucking game?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take a lot to go in there and change some numbers around.
Yeah.
It's you have a test server that you can run this shit on.
No,
it's not like, we gotta do extensive testing in-house. Motherfucker, just put it on the test server.
They did have the PTR. Like, that you could go in and log into to test things for new characters. Or like, oh, well, they're coming out with a new change here. I want to see how my character works with these changes.
Before it actually goes live. And then, lo and behold, what a surprise. People would tell them, like, hey, don't launch this. This doesn't work. And they'd be like, sorry, guys, we already changed the number. We forgot the password, how to change it, though. Good luck.
We forgot the password on how to change it.
Yeah, and they're just like, okay, guys, it's going to take us, like, 6 months to figure out our password again. Everyone's like, hey, you guys maybe change the fact that Junkrat literally was the best fucking champion in the game for, like...
Dude...
a fucking year.
Yeah. And then they changed
one-shotted.
They changed his wheel.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I was just at the point of where it was like, okay, fuck it. I just don't want to play this game because it's like I just get annoyed. Like, okay, cool. This is a change that has been needed since fucking launch, and they won't do anything.
Yeah, no, I get you.
The fact that it was really dumb that Junkrat doesn't take damage from his mines, but Farah takes damage from her rockets. All I'm saying is it's a little fucking dumb.
Thank you. As a Farah main, I agree with you. As a Farah main, a Farah bottom bitch, I agree with you.
It's also just the fact, though, it's like you'd get 2 changes per patch.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, half the time they're for characters that no one even needs fucking changed.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh man,
Like,
great. No one plays
we're
that character
buffing
anyway.
Soldier. And everyone's like, fucking stop buffing Soldier.
Mr. Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're like, we're buffing Soldier. We're not happy that he's not being picked. It's like, motherfucker, nerf the other guy so he gets fucking picked.
Uh-huh.
Or like that one 2-year span where they're like, we're nerfing Mercy. It's like, fucking stop.
Dude, when they changed her alt, I was so pissed.
Yeah, I was fine with
I loved her original alt because it was like it forced you to strategize. Okay, when the fuck am I going to use this?
I hate whenever they changed it and they just gave her a stronger fucking ult.
Yeah.
Then they were like, we weren't expecting her ult to perform as well as it did. Like, dumbass, that was her original ult you guys had in the beta or alpha.
Yeah.
And you changed it because you're like, wait, hold up, that's a little overpowered.
Yeah.
Well, you just give her the fucking overpowered one after everyone hated, or after a lot of people hated fucking full team res. You're like, all right, fuck it, she can heal and basically res the whole fucking team still, but now she can fly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. Fuck me.
Yeah,
That is a Mercy main, by the way. It pains me.
I'm trying to
years
think.
of nerfs killed me.
I wish Dave was here because he would know the answer to this question. What was the big change they made to Symmetra's alt?
Oh yeah, Symmetra's ult used to be the teleporter.
That's right.
And
then the teleporter became a
giant map-wide shield.
Ability. Oh, that's right. There was no teleporter then.
Well, no, because the teleporter became an ability. It was her ult then became map-wide shield. It was the teleporter could only go a short distance.
Okay.
Once again, it's fucking dumb. Why would I need a teleporter to move 2 inches?
Yeah, but a teleporter to go from spawn all the way up to where the payload was fucking key.
And it was also the other Symmetra change was her weapon no longer auto-locked. You had to actually aim your weapon.
Good point. Because Dave was a Symmetra main. That was his girl.
I mean, I'll just make fun of Dave because he didn't have to aim at launch. So,
hey man, he was fucking awesome.
Can't say anything. I'm a Mercy main. I literally just fucking held down right trigger and just kind of walked behind somebody.
Did you boost it all, or were you just healing?
I was actually a good Mercy. I got diamond in my first couple of seasons.
Dude,
being a Mercy main.
If there's crossplay for 2, we gotta play.
I mean, may as well.
We gotta play
Oh, dude, speaking of crossplay, randomly steering away from Overwatch to see the
Tina?
fucking Tiny Tina's crossplay at launch.
That means we all get to play. We all get to play, but then you, Jake, and Dave get to play when you all take off work.
No, don't say it out loud, because in case of someone at my fucking work here, no one's gonna fucking hear. They don't even know I do this.
I mean, you're sick. Cough.
I'll be like, I have explosive diarrhea.
Soapy's got COVID. Again.
I'll be like, yeah, I got it again, guys. Drat.
March 25th. That's it's a week. We're almost a week away. It's a week from Friday.
Check if that's a weekend I have off or not.
Yeah, it's next week. Not this weekend. Coming up next weekend.
Oh fuck yeah, I do have that weekend off.
Yeah. That starts my spring break at work. That Friday is my last day. My last spring break. Spring break starts right after that. So let's fucking go. But Soapy, any final things you want to bring up before we end this show for today?
No, none that I can think of.
Well, that is going to do it for White Men Can't Dumb for today. Remember, join the Discord. That link is down below in the description. You can talk to everyone in the MVP community about everything we got going on in there. If you want to support us, patreon.com/MVPvids is how you can go ahead and do that. And make sure to hit that like, sub, notification bell to stay in tune with what's going on with MVP Entertainment. Quick announcement. Soapy, I am announcing this to you at the same time. For this week only, I will not be able to do a show on Wednesday. So we will not have a show on Wednesday. We will be back on Friday. The reason being, because I'm transparent and tell you guys things, is the girlfriend is moving to Vegas, and I kind of want a night to see her before she goes back. I hope you guys understand. I know Soapy understands.
No,
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Philly Sean. I hope you understand. You in particular.
I don't understand at all. I'm actually quite livid.
Soapy's like, I'm just holding my
I'm
temper
fuming.
down.
Beside the fact that I'm the reason we're late today.
But that is going to do it for our show. Thank you guys for everything you do. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Okay, dude, finally, I can eat these fucking chicken wings without having to scoot off screen.